And then, after that, they continued the murders for weeks afterwards. Our estimates are at least over 1,000 people were murdered. And a lot of others fled then into Sudan to refugee camps there. By the way, if you look it up on Wikipedia, it's really funny, by the way. There's been an ongoing battle between my staff and the Ethiopian government on this to rewrite the history of what happened there. Every time, of course, we put up the truth about what happened in there, the Ethiopian propagandists try to rewrite the truth to make it all look like a counterinsurgency campaign that was welcomed by the Anuak people. Right. Well, believe me, that battle will continue. But meanwhile, this is what's happening in Gambela province. The best irrigated land where the Anuak live is being sold off in large amounts to private companies. Mostly foreign companies. Chinese, Malaysian, Indian, Saudi. Guess who's making the money? Guess who's making the profits? The government, yes. The Meles Zenawi regime. And they're selling this land off for nothing. You know, for $1 a hectare. This is land under which oil is rich. It's land in which you could grow anything. It's land as rich as we have here in the central United States for growing anything. I mean, it's a breadbasket. And this government, Meles Zenawi, is trying to essentially sell this off to foreign interests. There's also a development plan to move people from the well-irrigated land to drier land. And there they will be housed in, quote, villages, where they will get health and education services, and of course be overseen very, very, very severely by Ethiopian government forces. That's a pretty old practice too, I can tell you. In the Vietnam War, that was called the Protected Hamlet Program. It's a way to keep a population under control. Another thing that is happening, and this particularly worries me, a lot of the people in Gambela province are evangelical Christians. As you know, most of Ethiopia, a lot of Ethiopia at least, belongs to the Coptic Christian Church. It's one of the oldest Christian churches in all of the world. Well, the Ethiopian government has decided that what's really needed is to reestablish Coptic Christianity in Gambela province, even though it hadn't existed there before. And so what are they doing? They've chosen one of the really sacred hills of the Anuak, and they're now building a Coptic Christian church on the top of this hill, a cathedral, if you will, and they're about to dedicate it, and they say this is officially now going to be the church in Gambela province. But it's not just the Christians, of course. One of the big worries we have, and I say this with real sincerity, is because this is effectively a Tigrayan takeover of the whole country. Do you know who is going to eventually pay for this? The Tigrayans. Tigrayans will become hated in the country. I lived in Rwanda and in Burundi. I saw what happened when an elite basically took control of a country. In both those countries, the Tutsi elite basically ran the countries. And so they were very much resented by the Hutus. What was the result? Genocide. I am worried for not just for the ordinary people, who are Oromo or Amharic or Ogaden or others. I'm worried for the Tigrayans. Tigrayans could become victims of genocide themselves if others turn against them and try to, kill them. The name of our organization is Genocide Watch. We're very worried about these kinds of forces because they are natural human forces. You can see them develop. I'm especially thrilled by the letter that was written by the Ethiopian Women's Human Rights Alliance right here in Washington, D.C. Thank you for sharing this with me. I have long believed that if we're going to defeat genocide around the world, all over the world, women are the key. Now, I don't know, and gentlemen, believe me, I don't mean this to be in any way insulting to us. Women are trained in every society that I know of to be the reconcilers, to be the people who make peace, to bring up the children. They are the ones who teach the new generations. I believe firmly that it's going to turn out to be women who are finally the answer to defeating genocide worldwide. So I am very, very thrilled that this group of women here has addressed another letter to the High Commissioner for Human Rights, Justice Nabanatham Pillay, who I know personally, who is, by the way, a woman, a South African woman, a brilliant woman. She was on the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. I think she wrote some of the best decisions that tribunal ever came down with. Let me talk just very briefly about what you can do, because I think what you can do is very important. Many of you know about Obang Meto and the other groups that have formed this new organization called the Solidarity Movement for a New Ethiopia. I am very much hopeful that this city will become one of the main centers for that organization and for other organizations that bring all Ethiopians together to work together to strategize, to become the strategic keys to overthrowing the Meles Zenawi regime.